Your name is Lucy, and after being part of an experiment, you are now trapped on an island of zombies, and you have to get out. Every single night, the zombies will come, and you'll have to make sure you're stocked and ready for them. In the day, get supplies, including stuff you can use for offense and defense, as well as getting things like food and water so you can survive the experience as a whole. Then, when the night comes, make sure your fortifications are ready for all that arrives, and take on the zombie horde. Learn more about the island, communicate with those outside it, and most importantly, survive. Dysmantle puts you as a person who has been in a shelter for years after the end of the world happened. When you emerge, you find yourself on an island that isn't close to what you remember the world to be. There are all sorts of monsters out there that are trying to kill you, and you must do what you can to survive and get out. The world itself is not just expansive, it's apparently 99% breakdownable, which means you'll never be wanting for supplies if you're smart enough. Just be wary, the place is full of monsters, so if you want to survive, you'll need to survive them. In Unturned, you get a bit of a different look for a zombie game. You are in a world that is full of zombies, and not many survivors. So your goal is as simple as it can be. You need to not just stay alive, you need to stay unturned. Not the easiest thing in the world to do when the world itself is trying to turn you. Regardless, you'll need to get supplies in order to survive, then go and fight the zombies if they try and attack you.
There's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand.
Scum is an online multiplayer game that gives you a deep world to play in as you try and survive as well as gives you a very robust character customization process in order for you to pick the character that you really want to be. And to show you how chaotic the game will be, the title is able to carry up to 64 different players, all of whom are going to be crafting, collecting, and killing in order to make sure that they are on the top of things when the game ends.
Terrifying tunnels await. Mind your heads, Brigade.
This game puts you as a trio of adventurers who have found out that the remains of an ancient evil ruler of Egypt has been released. And with her has come her undead army. Only the strange Brigade have the tools and skills it takes to put her back in the ground for good. The game will send you to countless locations where you must go and solve puzzles, fight monsters, survive traps, and more. In the real world, if a zombie apocalypse was to happen, we'd only have one shot to get it right, else we'd be dead or turned. DayZ puts that to the test by having games that don't get saves or checkpoints. You last as long as you can, and if you die, you start over from scratch. Adding to this is the element of online multiplayer. Will you try and trust your fellow survivors in the game? Or will you be betrayed by them, or betray them first so you know that there isn't another threat to your existence? This game will test how much, or how little, you will do in the zombie apocalypse, so be ready for that.
I knew I had to leave this place. I found an empty farm.
Project Zomboid is a title that very much focuses on survival. Because death in this game is a certainty, the only question is, how long will you last? You'll be put into 2 different towns and have to not only scrounge for supplies, but build up defenses so that when the zombie horde inevitably approaches you, you'll be ready for it. The world of Project Zomboid is constantly growing and evolving, to the point where you'll be dealing with physical and mental ailments, as well as enduring the stress of just trying to make it through another day. 7 Days to Die is a game where many players can come together to try and survive the zombie apocalypse that they find themselves in. There are many miles worth of game here to explore, find supplies in, build shelters and fortifications in, do battles with both zombies and humans, and so on. You can team up with other players or work alone to survive. Millions have played this game, and it might just be time for you to become one of them. Let's continue with a somewhat unpopular selection, because Dead Rising 3 is very much the black sheep of the Dead Rising family. Mainly because it features a character who is not Frank West, and fans weren't exactly happy about it. Still, the zombie killing is prevalent throughout, and with a small window of time for you to get out of a city full of zombies, you'll need all the tools you can get to survive. So find and make your own and take it to the Horde. See just how creative you can get with your weapons and make sure that no zombie is left in your path on your way to freedom.
Riding cross country through dense forests or on narrow trails through steep ravines will push you.
In Days Gone, you'll find yourself in the shows of Deacon St. John, a bounty hunter drifter who has very much lost his way in the worst of ways. He's lost faith in just about everything due to how fast the world felt after a pandemic. Anyway, you'll be in his shoes and on his motorcycle as he travels the landscape and forges his path. You can be a helper to those in need, or strike down those who are oppressing others, such as the mutant freakers who are an ever-evolving threat in this game. So if you're looking for a more somber kind of zombie experience, here you go.
And unpredictable. In the northern Cascade region, heavy rain will muddy up those windy trails. Snow in the mountains and foothills.
You are on orders to get information and get out alive, but things get a little sideways when the zombies start attacking, and the people of the city that aren't infected need your assistance. Use a variety of parkour abilities to weave around the city and avoid combat with the zombies. Or load up with an arsenal of weapons in order to put the zombie threat down so you can achieve your goals. But how you go about getting those goals is up to you. So make choices you feel comfortable with, but be ready to face the consequences of them no matter what.
Done.
Shit!
Now for a recent game that came out, Dying Light 2 took the original game's premise and added even more content and depth to it via not just more dangers to face, but more choices to make in the new setting you're in. You'll be put into a city that is facing danger both human and zombie. You yourself are on a mission to find someone who can help you with your own problems, but to get what you need, you'll need to wander the city and survive jobs and zombie attacks. Use a variety of weapons, parkour, and more in order to make it through. But there's one catch: you're an infected person and must mind the clock, else be turned into a full-on zombie yourself. Dead Island Definitive Edition is the best version of a game that was supposed to get a sequel, and yet never did for some reason. We'll add that to the mysteries of the gaming universe. Anyway, in the title you go on vacation at an island getaway, except, when you wake up after a rest, the island is now full of zombies, so, good luck with that. Seriously though, you have to get off the island, and with escape being your only way forward, you'll need to kill the zombies who try and stop you. You can play the title alone or with a co-op partner, whatever it takes for you to get off the island alive.
What is this?
Sunset Overdrive is a game that many didn't give a chance to appreciate for one reason or another. But that's the good news: if you didn't try it then, you can try it now and see the insanely fun and wacky game that honestly should have set the world more on fire. You got some special powers and abilities and are now living your best life by being a person who takes out these monsters. You'll get to use a variety of weapons and abilities to take on the creatures, as well as bound around the deep city that you are in. It's wacky, it's colorful, it's perfect for those who want to have a blast. If you're looking for a true experiment in how you'll survive the zombie apocalypse, State of Decay 2 might just be worth your time. Because in this game, you'll actually be tasked with handling a small community of people trying to survive the apocalypse, to the extent that you will govern their lives and decisions and help them grow, get the supplies they need, and yes, fight off the zombies. Your decisions will affect lives, so make sure you know who you are using, who you can truly trust in a fighting scenario, and when to pick up and go when the dangers are too much. How long you survive is literally up to you.